If you're talking sports, it's the matchup. Mickey Huber, Zizzy, yo, we cutting it up. It's just a couple of athletic enthusiasts. You know what it is, the Mickey Zizzy podcast. And the NFL is back. I'm talking 0 days till football. And you know we are an NFL podcast. We might as well be NFL experts. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Put us on the live analyst crew. Put us on television. I don't really care. The takes are coming hot and heavy. Fast, they're flying. And Mickey Hines, we are back here for another football season. There is so much for us to get into. We just had college football season last week. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about our predictions for the NFL. We're going to talk about a whole lot because game one's tonight. It's tonight. This is episode 18. You know we're brought to you by Pinnacle Supplementation, www.pinnaclesup.com. Also our man, G for 3, Grant Anderson. Go ahead, check him out. The basketballs are just wet in the net. Oh, my God, I love it. Mickey Hines, it feels like it's been a long time, but it really ain't. What's up, buddy?
I've been waiting all day for the NFL season to be back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a drill. Do not panic because football is back and all the men in our lives are happy once again because NFL football season is here. And you know what's even better, Mr. Yankovic, our good friend, our fellow interview on this podcast, Jacko Cochran, repping it.
Hey, let's go!
He's going to be running down on kickoff once again. He's in that LB2, LB3 slot. So check him out. He's going to be, he is starting the NFL. Like if the Chiefs kick off or kick return, he is starting the NFL. That's electric. That's amazing. All right. But obviously, y'all, we are through the roof about football season and we're going to get all into it. All right. We're going to be talking a little fantasy, right? Here's your reigning champ of the Mickeys of the podcast, Fantasy Football, Mr. Yankovic, and yours truly for the NFL Pick'ems, one of the most favorite competitions in our podcast. And you know what's going to be great? I got to get the brother. I got to get the twin. So next year I'm calling my shot, going back to back.
Back to back. Ooh, I don't like that. I would love to just, see a trophy be on this side and we could even it out, 1-1. That'd be nice. That'd be cool.
Alrighty, no. It's absolutely amazing. You know how we got to start every episode. We got to start with the Mark Mason person of the week. Who you got?
For the Mark Mason person of the week this week, I am going with my man, Harper Giles, for a lot of reasons I could give, right? Not just for the fact that fellow Cornelian used to play football with us, obviously was my backup, so got to know him a lot there and have become good friends with him since, but to the fact that his dad is my boss, does happen to provide me with my income. That's always nice. No, I do it. No. And then he does a lot of things, goes above and beyond to what any boss typically has for me. And then on top of that, just for the fact that lately we've been hanging out a lot. We've been talking a lot of football. He's been taking his testing, become a personal trainer on top of helping out at the office. Been doing making small runs for me here and there, which has been helpful. On top of that, just personally been inviting me, getting me out of the house a little bit to go to some concerts and stuff, which has been really fun recently. So it's just been a genuinely good time hanging out with Hart the last few weeks. So just wanted to give him a shout out. And I know we were talking football about 20 minutes before this podcast today. So here we go, baby. Fantasy season. It's here.
Here we go. Yes, it is fantasy season. Like we said, he's the reigning champ. Everyone's fantasy lineups. Like if you picked Travis Kelce on your league's first pick, you got to make a big adjustment. But I was ready for it. I was prepared. The team is ready. Anyway, let's get on to my Mark Mason person of the week. And he's been a person of the week, but we're going with Brock Fleck for a few reasons. He is a new NFL Pick'ems contestant this year, so he finally joined all the fun. We had quite a few new contestants, which we'll shout out at the end of the show of all those people who have entered this year. We already talked about fantasy. We don't need to talk about that, so obviously because that was our last episode, right? But we got to shine light on those who are doing Beat the Podcast, and also with Brock Fleck, he coached a 96-6 victory last Friday night.
Did I hear you right?
96 points.
That's
away from.
Is this Madden?
It's 8-man football. But close enough.
I don't care.
No, huge shout out. He's coaching them up. They're loving it. down there in Bell Plain.
You're playing NFL Street on these fools. Jesus.
Don't get me excited. That was an awesome video. Q in Bleacher Reports video. No, but let's get into it. Before we get to the NFL, because obviously we're going to be really centered about NFL. I know, hopefully I read the outline right. We are going to talk college football because, college football. It was great. It was a great weekend. It was everything we needed to fulfill our like just football needs. But talk to me now. College football.
College football, first off, I will forever say this. There is not a better atmosphere than just collegiate D1 and football. I mean, it's better than the NFL. I know Friday Night Lights is electric, but I mean, when we're talking like the go-to games and stuff, like college atmosphere is just, it's top tier. To have that be back felt so good. To wake up on Saturday, see College Game Day again, so good. Pat McAfee on there hyping it up. And I mean, that brings us to the first and probably biggest storyline in college football right now, right? The Colorado Buffaloes and Deion Sanders prime time. I mean, there's a whole lot to say about that. There's the FSU game to close it out on the weekend on Sunday night. Big upsets across the board. Monday night. I mean, where do you want to start, bud? We can start at the biggest and go down. There's storylines.
We're going to talk storylines. We're going to talk about our predictions. We're going to throw out our college football playoff prediction, as this is like, I'm pretty sure the last year they're going to have 4 teams. But, Yank, let's talk about Coach Prime. I want to say this from the get-go. I told y'all so. I told you so. I told you so. I've been on the Coach Prime since he got there. I want to get a Prime sweatshirt, right? They're super expensive, so I'm not. All right. But the thing is, I knew he would bring that culture, right? I knew his son was a baller. Okay. I know the culture, and like I follow him on Twitter and all the videos that they post. It's awesome. And I totally can get behind it. And yes, they gave up 42 points. Like, you cannot give that credit. He has not changed college football, y'all. All right. He's not going to go.
No.
I'll say he's not going to go to the college football playoff. Okay. But for him to make a statement win against a TCU team who went to the title game last year, granted, they lost a lot of dudes. They lost Max Duggan, right? They lost a lot. But for them to go do that and score that many points and face that adversity is awesome. All I got to say is I've been on the Coach Prime hype train. I don't want anyone to call me a bandwagon. I said they're like my third or fourth favorite college football team to watch since he got there, only because he got there. But Coach Prime's electric. And I mean, that's all I got to say. Like, I told y'all so, and I'm excited to watch the roller coaster it's about to become.
I mean, I feel like we've all, at least a lot of us, have been reciting that same kind of vibe, same kind of representation, some stronger than others. But I mean, what he's doing as far as like putting players first, as far as making sure that they are well aware of the situations that they're stepping into, the off the field lessons that it seems that he's teaching, as well as just being prepared in the moment, changing the face of college football. Again, I'm with you. Let's slow our roll on that necessarily. But I mean, it's the biggest story. It's the biggest name. It's the biggest transfer of talent that we have seen and just like quick success. I mean, Colorado was 1-11 last year. They're 1-0 through one game. People were predicting them to win 3 games on the season. They're going to win 3 at September. So it's just it's a whole different like level of success as your Alabamas, your Georgias, your teams that have been there, your perennial SAR teams. But it's so great to see. It puts a different perspective on what it means to have a player-coach relationship. I think that all of the stuff that we're seeing, like it could be as simple as the captain thing. Like, we don't have captains. We got dogs. We got leaders. Like, stuff like that resonates with the younger generation nowadays. And he's going about things a different way. And it's not changing college football necessarily, but it's showing that there doesn't have to be a cookie cutter way of going about things, you know?
He definitely lets his players be who they are. You have Travis Kelce was talking about it on the other podcast that they have, the Kelceys do. And he talks about like Andy Reid lets them be them. You know what I'm saying? He lets them just like, hey, you be you. Like, if you want to go swag out, if you want to do this and that, like, I'm going to support you in that way. And that's exactly what Coach Prime does. Right? He lets them be them, right? He kind of shows them the way. He wants all of his dudes to go to the NFL, right? They're all dogs. They're all leaders. Like, that's cool, right? Kids buy into that. And the more they can buy in to get excited about football, the better they're going to play. The better they feel on the field, the better they're going to play. Simple as that. Look good, you feel good, you play good, they pay good. How about it?
Absolutely. I mean, the NIL ain't no joke. They're talking about Shadir making over three big ones in college. Come on now. What would we have done? What would we have done? I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it.
Let's move on to the next game. And I do want to give a shout out because I know you are a Florida. They did take
Sunshine.
And last year the game was close. It was crazy. It was a block kick, this and that. And then this year, muff punt again. And LSU was knocking on the door every single time. They're kind of a nice team. But like Seminoles just dug down deep, said, all right, hey, let's go play football in the second half. And they annihilated them. I saw so many reports that they had the best NIL, the best free agency. It's free agency at this point, y'all. Best free agency for college football. And it really showed. Right? Is it Coleman, right? Coleman's your receiver now?
Yeah, coming over from Michigan, yeah.
Oh, Michigan, yeah, Michigan. He's a darn good player. And y'all just got a gem. And that's a win in the offseason. So I got some more news about them, so I won't let too much slip out of my mouth right now about Florida State.
Hey, all right. I mean, I don't know. You got inside sources. But no, for me, with Florida State, obviously, like being a fan, it's a beautiful thing to see because I don't know. It's just you get so anxious watching these guys nowadays. Like you just really never know what you're going to get from them on a consistent basis. So for them to start the season against first off an SEC team, but for it to be LSU who ended the season so strongly last year, people were convinced that they were going to come in and kind of steamroll us. Well, we just classified ourselves as the class of the ACC, which is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But like you said, the transfers that come over in Coleman, for him to have the big 3-touchdown game, Jordan Travis decides to stay back for his senior year. I mean, go for it all. You might as well. You have the talent around you. Johnny Wilson, is a 6'7" receiver. It's unfair when you're going against. These guys are D1, but not everybody's going to the NFL. That's just NFL size that you can't really compare against. So the weapons are there. I still thought it was going to be an instant classic, halftime, you're going in down 3 or tied or whatever it was.
17-14?
I want to say 17-14 LSU at halftime, and then to just absolutely open it up in the second half. Didn't expect it, but love to see it. Definitely a force to be reckoned with down the line. Their schedule isn't nearly as forbidding as some of these SEC teams. So, we're looking at maybe a solid path here.
Yeah, I totally like him. I like him a lot. But let's talk about one more story. We'll also talk about some quarterbacks if you want to. But Clemson loses to Duke? Huh? This ain't basketball, baby. Y'all, crazy. Clemson is dead. They did not want to do the whole NIL, the whole free agency thing. Dabo did not want to do that. And guess what? Brother, get with the program. All right? Because Clemson used to be the staple, used to be the dudes. Yeah, they don't have this amazing quarterback at the helm, right? But you got to be able to coach up those guys. And they had two kicks blocked, and then they also had 2 fumbles on in the red zone. That's poor coaching, ball security. You got to get it fixed, and it was just bad. And I am honestly surprised, right? I don't think Duke's that good. I don't think Duke's gonna go run through college football now. All right, I think Clemson is just that bad, and that's crazy to say. And I think that's almost becoming a regular. Dabo Swinney, hot seat.
I'm not going to say hot seat. The man won a couple championships not very long ago, but he needs to do something to change the culture, to change the trajectory of the team, because for them to fall that flat, don't get me wrong, they had yards. They ran all over them, but they got inside the red zone. But you can't punch it. You scored 7 points against Duke. That is not great. Like you said, this ain't basketball, baby. We can't talk about it. It's surprising to see them fall so flat so quick. It may be like you said, it brings up the nature, it's not Deion changing the game. If anything's changing the game, it's NIL. It's everything. It's NIL and transfer portal. It's where the money is. It's where these players are going. Deion has 10 scholarship players. You go and get 80 out of the transfer portal, it makes things a little bit different. And it goes for a lot of these other schools that have done well as well. You just said it for FSU, even going out and getting Coleman, other players of that sort. It's telling you that Clemson has very quickly fallen behind the times, and that, yes, Sweeney's Dabo's got to switch it up very quickly, and he's got to get it figured out within the next season or two. This season's already done for. I could care less if they go and beat Florida State down the road this year. That's not going to save them. You can't have a loss like that on your record.
To do. No.
Yeah,
I think they do lose another one.
28-7.
I think I'll take back my thing. His seat is getting warm. Let's just say that. He's getting a little.
I know. I'm not saying he's going to be gone, but like,
no.
He turned around quick.
2
It's
years,
way too big
2
of an
years.
establishment at Clemson to do that.
Now, also, it's a funny thing, I was doing the Johnny Manziel because how much money he made. If you saw that documentary, y'all go check it out. Like, we grew up in that era, like Johnny football, Texas A&M, yeah, like we're young kids, like middle schoolers, like woo, recess, right? And like actually see the behind the scenes, like my soul, like that's crazy.
And was actually doing that
exactly. So, now the kids get all the money.
We should have known. We should now. No one will be known now. We should have known, but
yeah. Otherwise, anything else besides our college football prediction?
No, the quarterback play. Caleb Williams, let's be honest, has continued to do some things that are quite ridiculous on the football field. That running out of bounds throw across the body over the shoulder, right, dropping it in the breadbasket. That's pretty, man. And that's 2 weeks in a row now where we've kind of see the defense struggle at USC, which we're used to. We're used to seeing that, but for them being more of a top-ranked team, you got to shore that up. In the meantime, he's been doing his thing on offense. He looks fantastic. And then, again, going back to Colorado, Shadir Sanders, I not only is it the same way he carries himself off the field, because he is, in a way, a reincarnation of Deion. he just is. But for you to transfer from HBCUs or something that's not this top level of competition, and your first game, you're north of 500 yards, 4 touchdowns.
500 yards.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but no 4 touchdowns, no picks, no turnovers, period. Dog, like, I don't know. Does that just say, like, is this guy for real? I know it's TCU. There's no defense nearly compared to like a Georgia or some of these other SEC teams and stuff. I'm saying. One to look out for.
Funny you bring that up.
Yeah.
Because that's a great transition into our college football playoff prediction, baby. Get your magic globes out. Yankees very good at calling champions.
Whoa. So hey, now.
You might need to know. All right. So, it's funny you say Caleb Williams. I'm riding the hype train. Caleb Williams wins the Natty. Shocking, the world Trojans go on top. Yank, I'm coming out with hot takes like El Fuego. All right, we're coming super hot fire. I'm not a rapper. Caleb Williams, Natty.
So is he your Heisman?
Sure, Heisman and Natty.
All right. I can't be mad. That's the college football Patrick Mahomes, if you ask me right now. I can't be mad.
I'm drinking all the Kool-Aid. I'm riding.
But I will not believe in the defense. I can't.
Are they in your top 4?
Yes.
Okay.
They will make the playoff. I do have them at 4.
I think they make it.
Okay. But I believe they get to the playoff. And I'm with you. Like, I can see Caleb Williams doing something crazy in the playoff. But I'm going to get them at maybe 3. Maybe 3, like you said. Maybe 3.
Gotcha. Well, let's move on. Who is one of so your 3 is taken with USC. They're my number 1. Give me who else?
We just talked about them, and it's going to be because of their path of schedule. FSU is going to be allowed in at number 4 because their dominant win over LSU, and I don't see them losing the rest of the year. Just look on paper, obviously it's so.
Who's the hardest on paper, you think?
It's probably going to be Clemson still, probably. But after watching them against Duke, are you really that worried? After watching FSU play, I'm not. So that's just where I see it.
Florida State Seminoles. I told y'all we're going to talk about them again. They're mine.
Oh!
I'm on it. I told y'all I'm coming out with the super hot fire. Like some of these takes, I'm going outlandish. I'm going crazy.
USC and FSU were both in there. Okay,
both in it. Okay. I feel like we need something new. We need some new colors. I feel like it's gonna happen. Here we go. Oh, let's get it.
All right, next.
All right, so Yank, this part of the episode is gonna get even more controversial.
Okay.
There's got to be an SEC team. There's got to be. And Georgia's run comes to a close. They do not make the college football playoff. But I hate to say it. Like, one of these two have to go, either Georgia or Alabama. I think they both make the SEC championship. I have a feeling Alabama will go back at number 3, though. I feel like they're going to maybe drop one, maybe to Texas this week. But I still think just because of their name, Nick Saban, right? They'll get them all coached up to, finesse SEC championship. I'm going to see him at number 3, Crimson Tide.
I also have Alabama Crimson Tide going to the playoffs. I actually do. And the reason is because I was sold the moment I saw Jalen, is it Milroe? I want to say is
Milroe. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, Jalen Milroe. The moment I saw him take off out of the pocket and run, I was convinced. Because I can tell you.
You're like, yep.
No, I can tell you because I already saw him throw, and I already saw a couple. Like, he got the yardage, he's got the distance, he's got the accuracy. Like, I knew he could throw. You usually don't start at Alabama if you can't throw. But he runs hard, like, and shoulder down type of run. Like, as a defensive player, that's not a quarterback you really want coming at you, especially with his size being, I want to say he's like 6'4", 220, 230-ish. Like, the man is not small. And he's got the speed. The explosiveness and watching him come downhill. I know they're playing Middle Tennessee, but everyone had questions, right? It's not we don't know who the quarterback's going to be. It's not Bryce Young. I like this guy after just one game, and I believe he's going to be the difference in a game against Georgia or something down the road. And I've got Bama making it back to the college football playoff this year.
Milroe the Tide, rowing the tide.
Oh,
we'll think of something. Yeah, right. Come on, I see it. Even sounds nice, like Milroe, row. Oh, okay. Anyway, we're getting too excited here. So there's one more team that you have to add into the college football playoff. I'll start it off. I'm a Big Ten guy. Go Hawks. Hawks first passing touchdown to open up a season since 1991. Yank 1991. Anyway,
1991.
Yeah, a passing opening up the season.
Oh my god.
Big Ten team. Michigan is still scary. They're still good. Returning a ton of players.
No way do we agree on all 4, man.
Shut up. You're actually lying. You got
Michigan.
Y'all, and we did not even compare our answers.
Nah, bro, that's crazy. That's good. That's pretty crazy.
That's expert minds. Come on now. No, Michigan just brings back so much. They're a powerhouse. They upset at Ohio State. Harbaugh's a dude. I know there's some things going on with that, but like
that's why they're going. Ooh, he's silencing the critics finally. It's been too many years in a row. Everybody's talking their smack. Harbaugh to the playoff. Let's get it. Take it there, baby. And
number 2.
Out of all the top teams last year, probably lost the least amount of talent.
Yes.
Probably lost the least amount of talent.
I mean, there's a reason why Cade McNamara left. Cade left to go to Iowa because there was no job there. Who's winning the Natty for you?
I don't want to say it.
Say it. Do it.
Bama with the comeback.
Okay.
Bama with
they haven't won it in 2 years? Yeah, they're gonna come back. Like, that's a reasonable pick, and I hate saying it because our good.
Everybody's off the Saban train. He's got at least one more up his sleeve.
Yep. All right, that's fair. That's fair to say. I think it's a great take. I have USC. We match our 4. That's insanity. That's crazy. So that's gonna be something to look forward to all year, y'all. Go look at that college football. Go check out the squads we think are gonna make it. Now I just gotta hopefully, they back it up. Come on, Caleb Williams.
Let go, baby. Let go.
Zizzy, let's keep it flowing, my guy. Just like the Crimson Tide. No, we are gonna keep zone out of college football. It's absolutely amazing. We're gonna be talking about a few teams each week, so don't worry about it. We're gonna do more college football coverage this week or this year. Because we obviously love it, and I've been a whole lot more invested in it the older I've gotten. But let's move to the NFL, baby. Week 1
it's tonight. It's very soon, like 25 minutes.
I know, that's how we're trying to get on.
Let's go, bro. Let's go.
So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna talk about it, hype it up. We are gonna mention those who were joining the NFL Beat the Podcast Pick'ems. Okay, and we're also gonna talk about some speed rounds of the NFC West, AFC West, and AFC South. You ready for the speed round?
Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
Alrighty. NFC West. West is best, y'all. It's going to be pretty simple. Cardinals, you're at the bottom. You might go get Caleb Williams as your first pick. Then Cooper Kupp's not even playing. The Rams sold their soul for that Super Bowl. They're going to be in at 3. You have Geno Smith. Might make the playoffs at 7. Might. They're going to flirt with that 8-7 slot. And then, of course, 49ers. Brock Purdy will be back. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is in San Francisco. That defense is too good. The weapons are too good. San Francisco on top. And I feel like
I agree with the order from the bottom to the top there. And I'll just go down the line opposite. 49ers, CMC, if healthy, will be the best running back in football this year. It will happen. I agree. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Their defense will be there. They're that great. The Seahawks, I really like him. I really do like Geno. He's developed into a pretty decent quarterback. I love the fact JSN's playing this weekend. Like he's out there. So screw the injury. I think he's going to be a top-notch possible rookie of the year candidate. I love them. And then the next two are kind of your bottom tier. Matt Stafford's talking about not being able to communicate with teammates. Cooper Kupp's injured. Matt Stafford might not play for week 1. I don't know what's going on in Los Angeles yet. I still think they're better than the Cardinals, who the only thing I have hope for them this year is James Conner. Let's be honest.
Just get touchdowns for fantasy. No, I think we totally agree. I don't even think there's much more light to shine on this because it's pretty set in stone.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, let's move on to the AFC West. Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos.
Yeah, it's one of the best divisions in football. Let's not I don't know how we didn't fully break this one down, to be honest, but rankings could vary because it is that good. I don't know what you got.
No, we were so hyped on the squad last year. I was one of my best picks. It was actually, I think, my winner for best take of the year with the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos are going to get third, though. Yeah. I'll talk about here the reasons why. Let me start from the bottom up again. Raiders. Jimmy Garoppolo is our quarterback, Yank. I ain't believing in it. Josh Jacobs.
He's a winner, but he's a winner.
He is. Okay, when you're on a good 49ers team, right? And the Raiders, they had Derek Carr. Derek Carr was a winner. Okay. They do have Devontae Adams. They do have Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is kind of upset. Not you, Siri. Josh Jacobs upset because of contract. Pay the guy. He was one of the best players in the NFL last year, Josh Jacobs. And that defense still is a little nasty, but when you play against these other amazing teams in the AFC West, it ain't going to happen. Broncos come in at 3, Yank. Sean Payton gets in the right direction, but their roster is not good. I could play the paper game and play the reading off all the names game, right? Russell Wilson, I think he's going to be kind of on a decline. Those two might flip-flop. I could see them flip-flopping a little bit. All right. And then coming in second, which Broncos, let them talk. You talk all about Hackett and how badly it was run. That's awesome. Kind of, feel the fire there. And then the Chargers coming in at second. I think they're a powerhouse. Justin Herbert's going to have a fantastic year. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with as long as Coach Staley doesn't Staley? Yeah. Nate Staley. No, not Nate Stanley. Staley. Brandon, there it is. Sorry. Those who are listening. I think he still can get him coached up. He's a very big risk taker, and I think they're going to win a lot of close games. I think some of those decisions are going to pay off. And then, they're Super Bowl champs. Come on now. They're going to go win again. They're going to go take another division title. They're going to be that team. You better not say something crazy, but
no, we're not doing last year's stuff. The Chiefs are the cream of the crop in the division until proven otherwise. Even tonight, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Detroit tonight. I am gonna go Detroit tonight. I'm gonna tell everybody that right now. But it's more because of this whole Frank Clark thing. I think their offense is gonna be potent no matter what. But we'll get into that later. The Chiefs, regardless if they lose tonight, are going to win this division. The Chargers should be second. I love the Kellen Moore addition. They're going to air it out with Herbert's arm talent. He might have 45 touchdowns this year. He could. And then from there, it could flip-flop Broncos, Raiders. I love Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs. Jimmy G is a winner. I just don't love the organization. And then the Broncos, you have no idea what you're going to get. So it's tough to tell. And there is a lot of injuries there right now. So a little nervous about them. I'd probably, for the sake of things right now, go Raiders 3, Broncos 4. But that's that.
Gotcha. Let's go on to the AFC South. I'm gonna go from the bottom again. Houston Texans, sorry, I'm not gonna believe in it. They still need a whole lot more things. Their young guys need to get older. I mean, if you look at that roster, they are so young. Like you look averages be like 28 or below. I mean, from their running back to their receiving core to their defense to their quarterback, they're a young team. Okay. And I think they just need a year to really gel, get with the whole NFL system, get a head coach that'll stay for 2 years, and maybe even go get another good draft pick coming out of draft, like Marvin Harrison. Like that'd be crazy. But once again, it'd be young gelling. So like they got something cooking over there, but it's on the deep fry, right? It's smoking out back for about a whole season. All right. Next come the Titans. And you know me and my Derrick Henry. I love Derrick Henry, the best running back in the NFL, in my opinion. Right. But I don't believe in Ryan. Who's their quarterback now? No, it's not Ryan Tannehill, not Malik Willis.
Tannehill. It's still Tannehill.
Good. I don't believe in him.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh
DeAndre
no.
Hopkins couldn't really do it for the Cardinals. The Cardinals had a better roster overall. He's definitely getting older in his age, and he's not being as dominant. I think he'll still be great, but he's not going to go, collect them to a AFC South championship. Then I got the Colts. Anthony Richardson, I think, is going to be a contender for Rookie of the Year. Probably number 2. I'm not giving away my pick yet, but number 2 Rookie of the Year. They have a good defense. That offense was decent, right? Their offensive line still can do damage. I know Jonathan Taylor had injuries. He's in the whole conversations about being traded, not being traded, and I have to wait 4 weeks, all this and that. And then lastly, the Jaguars. We've been hyping up the Jags. We said we like the Jags, right? Trevor Lawrence going to take them to the playoffs again. This team is going to be a force for because I could see them as a 10-win team, 11-win team being the Jaguars, just because roster talent. Trevor Lawrence, like he is the guy that Duval's been wanting. So that's my AFC South.
I mean, I like the ranking. I'm gonna flip flop the Titans and Colts. I am. I believe in the Texans for maybe possible years to come. We got to see. It's an experiment team right now. There's a lot of young talent. I love Dameon Pierce. We know this, but outside of that, CJ Stroud is still brand new. They don't really have wide receiver talent. Defense is young. Got a lot to work on. From there, we're gonna go Colts. I love the Rookie of the Year pick with AR. Upside's crazy. I've been saying like as a prospect, like that's Hall of Fame prospect, like freakish nature, talent, like crazy things. Like that's how I feel about AR as an athlete and the potential. We got to see it. They're still very young, even around him. I know Michael Pittman's pretty certified, but Alec Pierce, Josh Downs are brand new. They got to figure it out. Their defense outside of Shaq Leonard, I'm not really sure how strong it is. They struggled a bit last year. It's still a lot of new pieces, and Jonathan Taylor and that whole saga is that's going to hurt them. So
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So with them, I'm going to go third. Titans. I know it's Tannehill, and I don't believe in him in the playoffs or late in the season or really any big time game, but I'm going to take him with D-Hop. D-Hop is great on his own, and I believe that it will be a revenge season just from the stuff he said in interviews type of thing. Derrick Henry has shown no signs of slowing down outside of being injured. That man was second in the league in NFL rush yards last year. It says he played 16 games, but we all know he really played 13. Let's like the man is that good. So I'm going to go them second, and then the Jaguars are the cream of the crop here. Wide receiver core is absolutely insane. Trevor Lawrence is a breakout quarterback candidate, and the defense is going to be, I mean, you would expect to be at least a step better. So I like it.
I just don't like the Tannehill Hopkins thing. I think you're kind of crazy for thinking about that. But you know what? I'm gonna let you teach your own on that point.
It'll prove you wrong.
Comes back when the Colts somehow do jump over.
D-Hop, top 10 receiver,
and they're gonna hop back down to third place. Yeah. So now that was kind of our quick teams. I know we did not get a whole episode about those. Y'all who fans you are, we do apologize.
Oh, it's coming back.
We're gonna give you 3 locks. For the week, our NFL pick'ems, we're giving you 3 of our teams right now. All right, Zizzy already told y'all. Is that a lock, Zizzy? Detroit tonight?
Yep.
Locking it down, and you know what? We're locking it down with the Red Kingdom. Yeah, let's go. They're going to win on the Super Bowl night. They're going to have all the hype in the world when that banner gets dropped in the Super Bowl. Jack Cochran go force a fumble. All right, that's my first lock. Give me another lock for the week.
Jacksonville against Indianapolis. I'm doing that to start it off this season.
I have that. I can't give away all my picks. I do have that too, but that's not my lock. But I totally agree with you. Next lock I have is the Baltimore Ravens over the Houston Texans. Houston Texans' first game against a team that is so excited for the season with Lamar Jackson and OBJ and like all the excitement that's going to come that way. And people are finally getting healthy and people are finally paid. They're going to go ball.
Yeah, and I'm going to also give you Baltimore just because we should all expect them to win and we should all be picking them. If you're not, you're just going for an outlier there.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, I'm not going to give away all my picks.
So those are your 3 picks. And Mr. Zizzy, my last lock. Y'all already know.
No, don't do it!
For the first time since 2018. Bear down. Bear down, Justin Fields. Let it begin. That is a lock. Lock it, polka dot it, and toss it. Let's go, Chicago. We're going to start the season off right. It is hate week. We are going to beat the Green Bay Packers. Chicago.
Is she sitting there next to you? Is she next to you right now?
No, she's not.
I know she ain't. Yeah, that's why you all confident.
First time. Since
I will say this. That game, one of the scariest picks of the weekend.
It's a lock. All righty.
No, tonight though, Detroit, Kansas City, Super Bowl night. I know, I love that. I believe in Mahomes. I still believe he could go 350. But no Clark, no Kelsey. Come on.
Hey,
who's pressuring Jared Goff tonight? Who's stopping the run? Nobody.
Jared Goff will stop himself.
Now, if you're talking sports, this is the matchup. Mickey here with Zizzy, we cut it up. Just a couple athletic enthusiasts. You know what it is, the Mickey Zizzy podcast. It's the NFL game day. Cheers, baby. Let's go.